The more things change, the more they stay the same. Barriers shift, new players step in. There's a fine line between right and wrong. Somewhere out there, Shadow is going down.
Hello guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the previous episode. This is just a takeoff from the previous one. So like you can see, we are already at night. It's the second cycle, so we are on day 4. So before I continue with the game, I just really want to say thank you to all my supporters and all my followers and everybody that subscribed, especially to the following guys that subscribe in the last few days. I just want to say thank you for supporting me. Guys, if you want, I have a merch store. I have a great merch store. I will be telling the story about what the merch is for in the next episode. It's called Ek het 'n Styfie. I will tell the story, the complete story about it, for what happened and why we basically talk about Ek het 'n Styfie. So today on this episode we are carrying on that, just like building more houses and obviously getting more workers to accompany our village, to get more soldiers, more resources, so we can fight through to day 10. So guys, like I said, the most important thing is it's wood and food. If you don't have food, you're not going anywhere, and wood, you won't be expanding. So that's the key point in this game. So at this moment, I'm just carrying on, following through to build up and expand my kingdom to get to a bigger site to protect and more resources. As you've seen, I just clicked on arrows on the buildings that I can add another worker to that building to help my supply of that resource. Remember, you can add workers to a building even if you don't have the workers. As soon as your main hall spawn in the new villager, then it will automatically assign to that building. So I'm gathering some fish for more food. You can harvest sheep, even the wool. You can sell it in the market to increase your happiness of your town. That's the fun thing about this game, guys. You can spend hours playing this game if it's not days. It's a fun game. Even if you don't want to just go and play a PvP game. I don't say I don't like PvP. This is a game I play just to relax, keep my mind busy. And remember also as well, warehouses in this game. You're going to build a lot of them to restore all of your resources. And don't forget to upgrade them as soon as you build them. And yeah, so you're going to build a bunch of those. I already have 6, 3 more coming. So you will get more. And then this is the fun part where I start of putting siege weapons. I'm building a military siege camp so I can train siege weapons for my towers that I'm going to set up through this video. And remember, if in any situation, my first step to any of this game to start off with military is archers. Your archers is so important because you have range on them, and they can shoot out of basically the towers as soon as you have towers on them. So that's why my first step for military wise on this game will definitely be archers. So remember, when you bring in your army and you move your army, always remember to take them to the area where the blue crystal is, as that's where your enemy will spawn that night. So that's your main key to defend, is from that position. And remember, the more you progress, the harder it will become to fight off your enemy. I officially decided on a name for them. Let's call them Moon Raiders. They are Moon Raiders because we are like Sun Raiders. We are playing in the day and they fighting us at night. So I think it's a great name to call them. It's Moon Raiders and not just Moon People. And remember, guys, if you want to speed up your village capacity of bringing new villagers to your village, remember happiness is the key. If you don't have enough happiness, it will take longer to spawn in a new villager to your castle. So always remember to have your happiness. You can bring it up a lot, and it is a great key point to have them. And remember to always to build treasuries as well to keep in your gold. It's also a key point that you will run out of gold. If you don't have gold, you won't be able to supply your soldiers and they will start dying off. That's basically something that you have to look about. And now I'm starting building towers because I'm going to use towers a lot, especially with the siege weapons. And remember, when you place your buildings, especially the towers, you can change it when you made like a little problem, but check if you can set it that the green arrow shows into your area and not outside. Otherwise, the night riders will be able to get into your towers and take out your warriors. Just upgrading some houses so we can progress with more villagers to come to our village and carry on with our duties that we need to be built. So like you see, I'm going to build more taverns right now. The taverns will help us bring up our happiness in the town. Remember, the more people you bring in, the less happier they will be because that's more work. So it's always a great thing to have extra taverns with guys working there, bringing up your happiness to speed up your villages that come to your town. So we are now on day 5. We are on the night. So we already know from which point of the enemy is coming. And like you see, they already have better weapons to take out the towers. So I'm going to demonstrate for what they can do. They will take out buildings like it's nothing. Now I'm using my swordsmen to go and engage the enemy. So my archers can attack from a further point. What I just did right now, I accidentally find out if you're holding Alt on your keyboard, you will can see all the health of all the buildings and all the people around you, even your enemy and the neutrals. The neutrals are like the wolves. So I lost one of my towers. Oh, not a bad problem. We can reconstruct it after we are back on the day cycle. Remember, you can only build on the day cycle, and at night, unfortunately, you can't do nothing but defend. And like I said, as soon as you took out your enemy, the day cycle starts. It doesn't last long. If your enemy is dead, you start on the next day. So now we're on day 6 and we're just repairing that building we lost. At this point, I'm just trying to get more places for food so we can have more food and resources for our workers and our warriors. And I'm obviously going to put up more taverns as well to increase my happiness on my town. And remember, if you place a building on trees and it chop down the trees by a building, that trees will never grow back. It's gone. You lost that trees, and we don't want to take out too much of the trees, because that's one of our main resources we'll need to succeed in this game at the end of the day when we get to day 10. Now I'm just creating some siege weapons. You get two types of siege weapons. You get a catapult one, and then you get one like it's like shooting arrows, big arrows. So I'm just going to place them onto my towers so we can use them to defend the town at night as well. So now I'm just placing another builder's hut. A builder's hut is a great thing to have, because you can place 2 workers to 3 workers into the builder's hut. So that means when you build the builder's hut and you put in your workers in there, they will automatically be the ones that will first deploy to go and repair or build a building. So that the guys that you have at your town hall that just spawn in doesn't have to go and run for to build a building. They will only run and build a building if you exceed your limit on your builder hut's workers. Like you see, I just placed one of my siege weapons. It will give me a range attack, and then obviously if it's close, it can't attack the enemy. So always be prepared to protect your siege weapons, so the enemy is in the fire zone and not inside the undefense zone, where you will be attacked and lose your siege weapons. Just waiting for some stone to upgrade this building. Never mind, I'm not going to do that. I'm just placing some more siege weapons. So what I'm going to do is build more siege weapons rather than upgrading the building. It's due to the siege weapons will help defend my base at night rather than upgrading a building. Just some warriors that has fallen the previous night that's been resurrected, and I'm just moving back to the column I have already on the battlefield. I did have a little bit of a problem of a builder to come and build this building. So I'm going to demolish it and place it again and start that they start building it again. I don't know if it's like because of it's still early access, but I believe there was like a small glitch in it, but it's not a major thing. Remember, like I said, it's still an early access game, and I'm enjoying it. Like really, I am. It's a really fun game. Now I'm just looking around if I can see if there's any land around me to place a field margin so I can harvest wheat. But unfortunate there wasn't one really close to me unless that one, and I was not really in the mood to take over that one. Just placing more siege weapons. Building up, buying up more land to progress at the later stage if I have to build more buildings. Moving my soldiers down, so that's I know the enemy will come from that direction. I have to protect my buildings from where they are going to spawn in, as it's going to be night real soon. Like basically the sun night just started. My first thought is to protect the buildings before they can progress and take out my buildings. And obviously, I will always start attacking the big cavalry before they progress to my buildings because they do a lot of damage. And remember, I'm using my swordsman before I use my archers because my swordsman can go fight close up and my archers have to fight from a distance. Moving away my soldiers so they don't go into the wolves den, so they will be lost to the wolves. So I'm just going to create more siege weapons to place on that building for my next night of defense. Placing more towers. Remember guys, the towers helps you. You can actually place your archers into the towers, and remember I'm just buying up more land for food, so the sheep is actually food for my village to build up my food resources at this stage. And obviously placing more land where I bought water and placing a fishing hut to collect more fish as well. Remember, if you don't have food, your village won't survive. That's one of the key things in this game. Food, wood, and then at the later stage, gold and stone will come with time. Remember that. Don't trade gold for wood because unfortunately the wood is your gold in this game. Building more treasuries because my storage for my gold is running out. So obviously when that happens you have to start deciding to get either more storage or start spending gold. Getting more soldiers because like I said, as you progress the enemy forces are getting more. upgrading that building to a stone. That you can do also from the menu. You don't have to start off straight away with a stone building, or you have to have a stone building or stone wall. Remember, you can upgrade it at a later stage as you progress and harvest more resources to do the upgrade. And guys, do not forget to take all your warriors to the point, even the ones you already started training, that you don't leave them in the middle of the attack at night still inside your village. So at this stage I'm just waiting for more warriors to be created so I can move them to the column. And remember, when you go onto the sun logo in the middle of the screen on top, it will show you where the enemy will spawn at night. Remember, if you don't know where they are, just move your mouse over to the sun and it will show you exactly where they are spawning. So I'm just moving my foot soldiers, my swordsmen, closer to where the enemy will spawn. Remember, they are close-up warriors. They are the ones that's fighting close combat. And my archers are always, like I said, your archers need to be a little bit of a distance away to protect them from being directly hit, because they don't have a lot of armor. Mostly the swordsmen you have great armor and damaged. You do get more soldiers like spearmen and more different warrior, like I believe it's like a knight or something. But at this stage I'm just using my swordsmen as due. They give great protection and great damage at the same time. The other ones only give either great defense or a great attack. So I would like something that's more balanced. I believe the more the game will progress and be updated at a later stage by the developers, they will add more things that it will be required to use different units at combating the enemy. So I'm now just taking out the wolf den because it's just in my way. And like I said, if you take out the wolf den, you will get like 300 gold as well when you take over that land. And always remember, it's easier to attack from outside that little column than going inside with your whole army. like you see, there's 3 units right there. There's a spearman and like a knight. And at this moment, I'm just using a normal swordsman to progress with my days at this cycle. So this is the night, and like you can see, the forces are a little bit more. And as I deployed my units the way I did, that's how I keep my knights safe from the night raiders. So guys, I just want to say thank you for tuning in. This is another episode, the 3rd episode and the last episode until day 10 will be in the next video. And I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did as I played it. And any more tips and stuff will be in the next video. And then I just want to say thank you to all my supporters and my new subscribers. You guys don't know how much it means to me for all the subscribers and likes and all the views you guys are giving me. This is a dream of mine that I wanted to succeed. And I just want to say a special thank you for 2 people, to Cuddly Pegasus and Barry Horsefield. Thank you guys for subscribing. And the rest of you also, don't forget, I know you guys subscribe, and I thank you so much that you guys did. Until the next video, thanks guys, enjoy. Guys, don't forget to like and subscribe this video. This is another video from Shadowhawk. And if you stay tuned for the next video to hear about the story about I get the Stafey. That's for my merch in the description down below. Thank you guys, enjoy.